Welcome to UC Today. My name's David Dungay. Today I have with me two guests, Josh Stanley from Zoom and Ian Guest from PureIP. Welcome to the show, guys. How are you both?
Doing great. Thank you for having us.
Yeah, doing well. Thank you, David.
Fantastic. So today we're going to be talking about Zoom Phone Provider Exchange. But before we get into that conversation, should we do a few introductions? Ian, do you want to go first? Tell us a little bit about yourself and the business.
Yeah, sure. So I'm the marketing director here at PureIP. We work globally with a lot of global organizations to give them global connectivity to the outside world from a voice perspective.
Fantastic. And Josh?
Hi, Josh Stanley. I lead our sales strategy for our recently released product just a few weeks ago, Zoom Contact Center. Prior to that, I owned responsibility for sales strategy for Zoom Phone and did a lot of work with Ian and team on what we're doing with BYOC and the provider exchange.
Fantastic. So where should we start? Well, let's start with, first of all, what is Zoom Phone Provider Exchange? It's what we're here to talk about. And Josh, this is probably one for you. And how does that compare against Zoom Phone and, as you mentioned there, BYOC?
So Provider Exchange is actually a marketplace for access to the carrier of choice and partners that deliver an aggregate amount of services to those carriers. So it is a formal program that we've created over the past couple of years with operational and SLA support. It provides ultimately to customers the ability to scale through cloud architecture. It is designed in a way to be multi-tenant. It's SIP trunk design between Zoom and the carrier of the choice, and it allows for things like high availability and disaster recovery built right into the platform. It is, in fact, it is Zoom Phone. It is BYOC. It's just allowing the process of setting up systems between Zoom Phone and the carrier of choice a little bit more simple in a more automated way to help reduce some of that friction that's involved with the process normally.
Fantastic. So sticking with you, Josh, I mean, why did Zoom develop this option? Is it just a sort of a competitor service to the Microsoft's Operator Connect? Does it deliver the same benefits? And what are those benefits going to be to customers ultimately?
Yeah, sure. So from a Zoom lens, it does allow us to be able to expand globally, offer services in more countries. We use and leverage the backbone of the carrier to be able to provide access in those countries, access those customers through that carrier relationship. So that's from a Zoom perspective. From a customer perspective, it's quite simple. It just allows and provides customer choice, right? One common theme with everything we do here at Zoom is focusing on the end customer, the end user, and the feedback that they deliver to us. And they want flexibility. So they want to leverage their existing carrier. They want to have services in countries that maybe we don't have native services in. They want to be able to scale those operations. And again, that's for both Zoom and the customer as well. And they want to see it done in a way that's as simple and as intuitive as possible, that provides operational efficiency to be able to set these up, connect them, and then manage them on a day in, day out basis. So I would say those are kind of the key benefits for a customer.
Great. And coming to you now, Ian, maybe you could talk a little bit about, how the solution actually works. Do you want to give us a bit more clarity there?
Yeah, sure. I mean, Josh has already explained a little bit there, but there's basically a direct cloud peering connection between the Zoom world and the operator world. In our case, it's the PureIP world. So there's no hardware required from the customer's point of view. So it comes back to Josh's point in terms of giving choice and benefits to the customer. This trusted connect enables the clients or the customers to bring in an operator's services from the outside world, so a third-party environment, in a completely cloud manner. So it's the cloud from Zoom connected to the cloud voice services with PureIP, and then the external connectivity to the customer. And it's all about, as Josh has already said, there's giving that choice and giving that the ability to have more coverage and more expansion, more different services from different providers. So that's, in a nutshell, that's what the program's about.
You know what I would add too is, in addition to things like access and flexibility and customer choice and scale, you get value benefits of cost efficiencies as well. Obviously, we have native services that can be more limiting in terms of countries and cost structure. You add by adding in partners like PureIP, the ability to be able to offer services in a more efficient way in some cases. And then I would say secondarily is the benefits of leveraging and integrating that with Zoom is providing that management simplification. So Zoom does simple very, very well. And rest assured, there's nothing easy about designing simple software. There's no shortage of attempts being done in that space. There's a lot of hard work, a lot of feedback from customers, a lot of great work with partners like PureIP that challenge the way we think about things in terms of carrier connectivity. And that's the stuff that makes it better for customers in the long run, is the hard work that's happening well before that customer even considers a connection like this.
Yeah, I think just to add to that as well is, I mean, this whole process that we've been through with Zoom has been, the focus has always been on the end customer and what that experience has been like. So there's a team within Zoom that are constantly sort of checking what we're doing, checking how this is going and how it's manifesting itself for the customer. So that customer experience is quite a key aspect in the whole process.
Fantastic. And talking about end customers, they'll be looking at today's video and thinking, oh, what does this mean for my calling features and my functionality? You've mentioned some of it there, Josh. Can you maybe distill that a little bit more? What does this mean in terms of core functionality and core features for those end users?
Yeah, sure. So at its core, Provider Exchange is still Zoom Phone as a PBX solution. So all of the core telephony features you get from routing intelligence, queues, auto attendant, all of that stuff still exists inside of Provider Exchange. All we're doing is taking the great core features from Zoom Phone, connecting them with some of the great features that carriers provide in terms of external telephony, and marrying those two systems together in a very automated, simple way. And ultimately, that means there's really no loss in features. We can even leverage Zoom's platform for things like E911 services, where we provide nomadic E911 services that can pinpoint down to where the physical location that user is when they made that emergency call. But we can still provide the flexibility of leveraging the carrier of choice to be able to provide those services as well.
Fantastic. So tell me, Josh, the goals of Zoom PPE, can you give us a bit of clarity there? What is that and what are those goals?
Yeah, I always try to break acronyms up in actual terminology. So Provider Exchange being PPE shortened for us internally. But ultimately, it's to be able to grow our partner base in terms of their connectivity, their PSTN connectivity into businesses. And ultimately, the end goal is to make more happy customers, right? And that's driving more Zoom Phone licenses through our business. And then being able, of course, be able to make those connections a lot easier for customers. Ultimately, we like to say we deliver happiness, and we like to make happy customers. And nothing makes happy customers by more than delivering a rich, robust set of features in an intuitive to use feature set that is connected really well and provides a great amount of flexibility. And partners like PureIP allow us to be able to extend that.
Right. Well, Ian, this is your moment to shine. PureIP. What are you bringing to the party here? What are you going to add to this this functionality, this service that is going to be beneficial for customers?
Well, I think when you look at what we do, we provide that connectivity to the outside world. We like to think of ourselves as agnostic, but when you think of the leading platforms in terms of communications, then Zoom has to be amongst the leading platforms. So being able to provide that connectivity with all the core services that Josh has already outlined, I think is quite key. In addition to those sort of services, we can bring further global expansion coverage, beyond the basic PSTN replacements, countries that we offer through the program. We also look at how we can bring in together an integrated approach or a single connected environment for some of the legacy environment that needs to be brought in, because a lot of organizations are making that move and transition to the cloud, and there are still bits that are left in the old world, if you like. So whether that's a temporary measure or whether that's an ongoing measure, being able to connect those into that single connected environment, so your services are still in one place, you're still making the most of the modern platforms such as Zoom, those are the sort of things that we will help and add and bring to the party alongside all the features and functionality that Josh has already outlined in the Zoom Phone platform.
Great. Well, look, it's incredibly exciting times for both companies. I'm sure there's a lot of customers out there, currently on using Zoom, wondering how they're going to get that little bit more out of the platform. And, this is going to be one of those ways they do that. So, look, thanks, Josh, Ian. Thank you so much for joining me. It's been a pleasure talking to you both.
Thank you very much, David. Pleasure.
And thank you for watching. You've been watching me, David Dungay, on UC Today. If you liked today's conversation, please give us a like and a share on social media. That's it from me. See you next time.